Hello, you guys, and welcome back to Trainer TV. My name is Professor Chris, and I am here with another interesting deck profile for you guys. It fits the mood. It's late at night for me right now. It may be first thing in the morning for you, but as of right now, it's dark, and I'm feeling kind of a creepy mood with October and Halloween being around the corner. And the reason why I wanted to show you guys this deck profile is because when Wailord came to Nationals, that Wailord deck, why did it win? The reason why it won is because nobody had tested it. Nobody tested against it, nobody planned for it. The group of people that brought Wailord found something different. They found something that no one had tried before and they made it work. And that is exactly what today's deck profile is all about. It's about trying new things and attempting to make it work to see what can happen. So this deck that you're about to see is by no means finished. It's by no means perfected or you know, like I'm not saying go build it and go dominate your next tournament right away, but I'm saying that each and every card has something to contribute to the TCG altogether. So what I'm going to show you is a deck that I put together that I think has some kind of potential that just needs to be untapped, that needs to be let out. And that card is the star of our show here, Mega Gengar EX. Mega Gengar has the Phantom Gate attack. That is, choose one of your opponent Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. So anything that your opponent can dish out, if you have this Gengar up with a Dimension Valley for 2 Psychic Energy, you can use any one of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks. Anyone. And I'm looking at big hitters like Primal Groudon, Giratina, any of the Mega Pokemon really. You can use any of their attacks for just 2 energy. So if you're facing a Pokemon that's able to hit really heavy but for a high damage cost, you're going to be able to outspeed them. So let me give you a little tour of this deck and what I'm currently working on and see if there's some kind of untapped potential in this Mega Gengar deck. So starting off, we have the regular Gengar EX. Typically, this is paired with Trevenant to use with Dark Corridor. So your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned, switches Pokemon with one of your bench. So it's kind of like a run and hide kind of thing. And that can work if your opponent doesn't have any good attacks to steal. If it's something like Night March that you don't have any Pokemon like that to use, you can use this Dark Corridor to kind of get around it. And so obviously you saw the Mega Gengar, and that Phantom Gate is going to be the main thing we're looking at. We're looking at facing decks that are big hitters and being able to use their own attacks against them faster. Now, his partner in crime, so that if you're facing those like Vespiquen, Night March decks, things like that, that you're not able to keep up with, that's why I run this. I run Zubat and Golbat and Crobat. Now, the abilities for these Pokemon allow you to put either 2 damage counters or 3 damage counters on your Pokemon when you evolve it. That can take out Joltix, Pumpkaboos, Vespiquens if you're using that Dark Corridor attack as well. So the Golbats are kind of the Golbats and Crobats are kind of like that extra push that allows you to do what your opponent is doing, but just a little bit faster. And that's the entire goal of this deck. It's not to steamroll, it's to beat out your opponent by that little bit that they should have had, but can't. So the last Pokemon we have are 2 Shaman EX. I found that I need the Gengar on the bench to set up, and I don't want too many Shamans sitting there. I'm just vulnerable, so I only put in 2 in this deck. So the other part of this deck is ensuring that my opponent's Pokemon can't attack before I do, because I'm using their own attacks against them, so I want them to take longer to set up than me. So I have the Enhanced Hammer here, and then I also have the Head Ringer, and those are kind of my disruptors. I only run 2 Head Ringer because I may not be facing an EX deck, and those could become dead cards in my hand. The other cards that I have to speed me up are, of course, the Gengar Spirit Link, the Mega Turbo, so I don't have to fear about discarding any kind of psychic energy, and the Dimension Valley Stadium. So each psychic Pokemon's attacks cost one colorless less. So any of the bats can attack for free if need be, and then it only takes 2 energy attachment on Gengar. So that's pretty awesome. The items that I have here, Sacred Ash, of course, to shuffle back those bats if they're knocked out, or if I have to discard any of the Megas. I run a 3-3 of the Gengars, just to see how it works out. I'm not saying this is the best combination, this is just so far what I'm testing. So I of course have switch, even though the bats have free retreat and the Mega Gengar only has a 1 retreat. Sometimes you just need to switch out your Pokemon, and that's why I have 2 switch in there. So I have 3 Trainer's Mail. Trainer's Mail, of course, to get those Ultra Balls for either Shaman or Gengar or whatever it may be. It's just really good for speed in your deck, being able to hit those trainers earlier. I run 3 Ultra Ball. I probably wouldn't run any more or less than that. It seems to be a very good number as of right now. 4 versus Seeker in order to get any of my lovely supporters out from the discard pile. And those supporters are Ace Trainer. It's usually something that you keep in the discard pile for when you get behind on prizes. AZ for either picking up Shaman or Crobats. 2 Lysander, so that way I can Lysander up big Pokemon, or also Lysander up to stall. I can do that. Pokemon Fan Club, great for getting Gengars to set up, great for getting Zubats out on the field if need be. Then my draw power supporters are 4 Professor Sycamore and 1 Professor Birch. So just in case there are those vital stuff I can't discard, I have the 1 Birch here as well. Of course, the Gengar Spirit Link that I had mentioned previously, and the energy I run are 5 Psychic Energy, because I'm only going to need a max of 2 here for this Gengar. And just in case I'm Stadium Locked, 2 Double Colorless Energy. Also can get my Shaman out if I'm really in a bind. So let's go ahead and make sure that this is saved, and I'm going to show you guys a match with it. So let's get into that. Alright, looks like we're against some type of fire deck here. I always go tails, and it seems to always pay off. It's amazing. Let's see. Yes, I will go first. Alright, so it looks like they're running some kind of Pyroar deck here. It may be just Pyroar, which could be interesting. Okay, so we have a Gengar start, which isn't terrible. It's not ideal either. Usually you just want the bats. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the Dimension Valley. I'll go ahead and play up my 1 Psychic Energy rather than the double colors in case there run any hammers or anything like that. Let's see. I might Ultra Ball away this Mega Turbo and a Sycamore, since I won't be needing 2. Let's see what I have here. I have a couple bats. I have both of my Shaman, which is really good. But let's see here. I think for the time being, I'm just going to pick up another Gengar. I'm going to opt not to play the supporter this turn, just because both of my double colorless are in here. And I know he has stadiums, so I don't want to be stuck not attacking. So I want to at least be able to attach that to the Gengar, and then I will go ahead and discard my other double colorless energy. It also makes my opponent think I don't have any supporters, so they're a little more risky in their moves. And that Flare Grunt is fine, because I can attach the DCE and hopefully hit a Mega Turbo with a Mega Gengar next turn. Alright, so I'll throw down my Zubat, put the DCE and Sycamore. Okay, I'll shuffle this Golbat back in. Why not? We'll play down the Shaman. Maybe we'll get lucky and draw a Spirit Link. No, but that's okay. I'll just go ahead and Mega Evolve right now anyway. This may just be a straight up Pyroar deck that I'm facing, which you don't see too often. Unfortunately for him, though, I'm a Mega Pokemon, not a basic. Oh yeah, see, there's that Scorched Earth. So let's see here. Okay, so check this out. This is where it all comes together. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. I'm gonna Lysander up this Charizard since the Pyroar can't do much to me. And check this out. Right off the bat, Phantom Gate. Boom. I can use his 120 damage 4 energy Fire Blast attack for just a Psychic and a DCE. Amazing. So he's got a Lysander. He's going to bring up my Shaman, which is fine. I run switches and stuff like that. And he got a Tails on his Stoke, so no energy for him. Got a Spirit Link, so I can go ahead and Mega Evolve this Gengar. Let's see what other supporters I may have. Just Sycamore, so I'm going to have no other option than to Sycamore away those 2 versus Seeker, which really stinks, but sometimes it's just what you gotta do. I'm going to opt to throw this Headringer on the Charizard just to get rid of it, so I can get more Shaman draw power into my hand here. Let's see. Ooh. Actually, yeah, I'll get the Dimension Valley. And I'll go ahead and versus Seeker away these 2 for my other Shaman. Or did I say versus Seeker? Ultra Ball away those 2. And boom. Perfect, so I got that Golbat. Go ahead and hit that Pyroar. And there's that switch I wanted. And thankfully, I won't even have to use an attack that I have to discard energy on. So I can use this Mega Turbo on my other Mega Gengar. So I'll Phantom Gate for a Scorching Fang. Boom. Look at that. Doing exactly what he's trying to do to me, but faster, thanks to the way that Gengar can be set up with that Mega Turbo. So he's got that fire energy. Let's see, and I'm hoping that he's going to put up something that has a better attack for me. But if he doesn't, that's totally fine. It's not a big deal to me. Let's see, I'll go ahead and try and Birch, see what we can get. There we go. Try and get a little bit more damage on him here to try and bring him down. So I'm only going to need 60, so I'm going to opt to hit that Litleo as well. Now I can Mega Turbo. I don't need it just yet though, so I'll Phantom Gate, Scorching Fang again for the knockout on that Pyroar. So let's see if he can't get any more Pokemon down before his next turn. Or she, rather. GG. Looks like they didn't get it. So we'll just go ahead and be a good sport. Good game. Always be a good sport. Definitely. And there it is. So that's kind of the way that that Mega Gengar works. Essentially you slow your opponent down with those Headringers and Enhanced Hammers, and you're not relying on the coin flips for the Crushing Hammer. And then essentially you can either Mega Evolve and use a Mega Turbo and a 1 Psychic Energy attachment to use any of their attacks. So the bats allow you to speed up the process, hit those magic numbers that you need to. So overall, I'm really liking this deck so far. Let me know what you guys think. Do you play a Mega Gengar? Have you thought about it? Or what did you think specifically about this game and this match? I would really like to hear you guys' thoughts and feedback, as this is currently a deck in progress, and I would love to make it the best that I can be. So I hope that this gave you guys some ideas, and always be sure to go out there and try something new. Try a deck that other people haven't played before. That's what makes for winning combinations in the Pokemon TCG. So, thank you guys so much for watching Trainer TV, the Pokemon Lifestyle channel. Be sure to like, subscribe for more Pokemon content, and remember, train on.
Yeah.